welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm doing a wrap-up of August, the books I read. I read 12 books, 4 of those were graphic novels, so I'm very proud of that. And I also was in a creative mood, so I could have read more, but because I was doing creative things, I didn't read as much. But I'm going to show you what I read, my rating, and what I thought of each book, and then I will show you what I am in the middle of reading. So, okay, so the first book that I listened to on audio, and I'm going to use my trusty journal to show you, is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. That's this one. I listened to this on audio. I gave it 3.5 stars. I liked it more than Cinder. I liked Scarlet's point of view. I liked the wolf. I like Scarlet. I really like this one more than Cinder. So that's why I gave it a 3.5. So, and then I went to a graphic novel and I read Alex and Ada, which looks like this. Sorry, it's so tiny, the picture. And I read that one. I gave it 2 stars. This story was not original for me. I actually read a manga that was exactly the same story called Real Maid. It was the same exact story where he gets a robot in the mail and he doesn't want it. He wants to return it. He wants to have feelings. I didn't really enjoy it, so I gave it 2 stars. The next book that I read was a novel, and it was called The Guest Cottage, and I gave this one 4 stars. It's by Nancy Thayer. That's this one here, Thayer. I gave it 4 stars. It's about a woman who goes to a cottage with her 2 children. She finds out that her husband is cheating on her, so she leaves for the summer and rents a cottage. And meanwhile, another a man and his son rents the same cottage by mistake. And it was a really good summer read, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read Read with Friends, it's I Will Save You by Matt De La Pena. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars. That's this one here. And it was a really good story, a teenage story, and I did not see the end coming. And I did write a quote in my book. It says, "Do you believe the worst things that happen to people can end up being the best?" So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I wrote that in my book. I don't want to give any spoilers away, so if you really liked it, was a really good story. I would suggest reading it. So the next book I picked up, I read volume 1 of a graphic novel called Morning Glories. That's this one here. And I really enjoyed it, but I only gave it a 3-star mainly because it was a little confusing. It did have cursing in it, but the cursing was X'd out, which I liked about that. It did leave on a cliffhanger, and I do have the next volume to read, but it is very violent, so just warning you. So the next book I listened to on audio, and it is by Ted Dekker. I listened to 3, and this one was very surprising. I liked the narration of the guy who was narrating it to me. It was a roller coaster of a ride, and I really enjoyed it. And of course 3, I have multiples with 3 triplets, so that's the main reason I picked up this one first. It did remind me of the movie Speed, where he has to get the riddle, like some guy is calling a riddle, and then there's a bomb, and then there's a bus, and it just reminded so much, the beginning of the book, so much reminded me of as if they stole that from this book. So, but I did enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read Read with Friends again, and this one is a 4-star for me again. And I read Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. That's this one here. And I gave it 4 stars. It's about friendship, love, family, and there is a 2 boys that are gay in this book. So, and then I listened to another audio book. I just finished Crest this morning. And that's by Marissa Meyer. That's this one. I had to finish it really quickly because it was due back to the library and I could not renew it. I did finish it, and again, it wasn't too... I didn't really like it that much. I brought it back down to a 3. The other characters did come in. The Scarlet and Cinder played a role in this book. Was very long and very boring. My attention span left a lot during this book. And when Cinder... It was basically based on Cinder, this part, even though the book is called Cress. I wanted to learn more about Cress. I didn't really feel any connection, and Cinder came back, and I don't know. I don't know where this book is going, but I gave it a 3-star. I did finish it. So the next book is one that I read. I had to force myself to read this one really quickly because the library, I was due back to the library on Friday. I paid 20 cents in late fees, but it was a really good book. It was worth the 20 cents. I read Every Last Word here by Tamara Ireland Stone. It was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It was about a girl who has OCD. I really enjoyed it, and so much so that in the book she's seeing a psychologist, and she keeps these journals, and she keeps 3 journals: a red one for anger, a blue one for sadness, and anything else, like if anything else you want to write, and then a yellow one for happy. And I got to show you what I did. So after reading that part about the 3 books and the 3 journals that she was keeping, I ran to Target and wound up getting composition notebooks, and I made 3 for myself. So I have an angry book, and this says, I'm feeling angry today, frustrated, so I could write anything in here. At this point, I have not written anything in this book, so that's this one. And as I was talking to my kids, they said, Mom, you never get angry, so you're probably not going to use that book, but that's this one. So my blue book is this one. I wrote Life is Grand, Random Thoughts, Excited, Sad, Grateful, and Blah. I get a lot of blah feelings sometimes, so I did already start writing in this book. So I already journaled, and then I put some quotes in here, and I really like this quote here. This is an LOL. I am in one of those moods where I just want to throw a book at someone's face and be like, I Facebooked you. And I thought that was so funny. I LOL'd. My kids were like, what are you laughing at, Mom? So I put LOL, and I put all that. So I just put like some sarcastic quotes in here. That's really cool. So that's what I'm using this book for. So that's my blue book. And then my happy book is this one, the yellow. I'm feeling happy, and I put my Snoopy, I put butterflies, and I did write in this one as well. I put some quotes in here. I'm sorry. And I really like this quote on the bottom. It says, be crazy, be stupid, be silly, be weird, be whatever, because life is too short to be anything but happy. So this is my happy journal. And I wrote here, I also journaled on here, and I drew a picture of me and my, well, the birds, considering it says love birds. So that's pretty cool. So I did write in these journals, so that I got idea from Every Last Word, and I really enjoyed that book. So after that, I picked up another graphic novel called Lazarus Volume 1. That's this one here. And this one I gave 4 stars. It's a graphic novel. It's for mature audiences. It's very violent and very gross. But I did really enjoy the story, and I do want to pick up. It didn't take me very long to read it, maybe 2 hours, and I'd like to pick up the next volume. So that was that. And then after I read that graphic novel with mature content, I picked up a middle grade book. I picked up Giants Beware, and that is also a graphic novel. That's this one here. And I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's very middle grade, very babyish. It's 2nd grade reading level. I looked it up after I read it. It didn't take me long, maybe an hour and a half to read it, and I enjoyed it. It's about a little girl who wants to slay a giant, but it's cute and it's not violent or anything. So it's cute graphic novel. Okay, so the last book I finally finished. I forced myself to finish this because I wanted to get this off my TBR and off my TBR, and it's finally finished. Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. So that's it. That's this one. I finally finished it. I gave it 4 stars. It took me a very long time to finish it. I knew about what was going to happen, so it really spoiled me because I already knew what was going to happen. But I almost cried. I did not cry during reading it. It's about a man who is in his 30s and he gets in an accident and he can't walk and he's in a wheelchair and he can't move his arms and his legs, and this woman comes and takes care of him, and she falls in love with him, and that's all I want to tell you. So, but I did enjoy it, and I finally finished it. It took me all summer to read this one, so I kept on putting it aside, because it was very sad. I didn't want to read sad books, so, but I did finally finish it. So, now, what am I currently reading? I am currently listening to on audio this one, Black by Ted Decker. Listening to this on audio. It's the same exact person who narrated 3. So I feel like I'm in the same book, but I'm not. It's very weird. So anyway, I am only on chapter 45 pages. I listened to 45 pages already, so that's this. So it's not that much. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to continue it or not. So that's this one. And I put this one aside. I started this one, reading this one, and I am stuck in the middle of page 146. Again, I can only read this in the daytime because I am at the spooky part. So, it gets really, really graphic and violent as we go on throughout the book, and I don't want to read this at night, and that's when I mostly have time to read. So, I hope to finish this one in the month of September. So that's this one. And then today, Read with Friends is starting this book. I haven't started it yet, but I am going to. It's The Knife of Never Letting Go. I am supposed to read 64 pages today. It is now 8:17, so this is probably what I'm going to be reading tonight, so to get back on track. So I really like how they give you a reading schedule. Here's my little thing. The reading schedule is here, and it tells me exactly how many pages to read to finish this book by Sunday. So this week I go back to work, so I'm hoping to just focus on this book this week. So we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.